stop everything you're doing right now and listen carefully. 95% of people will spend their entire lives working, saving scraps, living paycheck to paycheck, and die without ever achieving the long-dreamed of financial freedom. And do you know the reason why? It's not because they earn too little, nor because they lack opportunities. It's because no one ever taught these people how their minds were programmed since childhood to reject money. Yes, the real obstacle isn't the government, your salary, or the crisis. It's inside your head. And today I'm going to prove that to you. You're going to understand why the way you think and feel about money decides whether you'll remain stuck in the same cycle or finally achieve the life you deserve. So go ahead, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell because today's video could be the turning point in your financial journey. The psychology behind financial decisions. The psychology of money involves much more than simple calculations and numbers. The way we handle money is deeply influenced by our beliefs, emotions, and past experiences. Often, we make financial decisions not only based on logic or objective analysis but also driven by feelings of insecurity, fear, or even euphoria. This means our relationship with money is shaped by internal factors that are not always rational but are instead driven by emotional and psychological processes. The truth is that our financial decisions can be heavily affected by things like the financial education we received, the traumas we experienced, and the beliefs we've inherited throughout life. This leads us to act in unexpected and sometimes harmful ways, like spending impulsively to relieve stress or avoiding investments out of fear of loss. The psychology of money, therefore, is essential for us to understand our own financial behaviors and how we can make more conscious and balanced decisions in the future. When we take the time to understand how our emotions and beliefs affect our finances, we can improve our relationship with money and make choices that align with our life goals. The effect of family and education on the psychology of money. Our relationship with money begins forming in childhood, through the education we receive from our parents, caregivers, and society at large. The lessons we learn as children about money often become the financial beliefs we carry throughout life. If we were raised in an environment where money was seen as a taboo or something to be avoided, we might struggle to deal with it healthily in adulthood. On the other hand, if we grew up in a home where money was handled with ease and security, we may develop a more relaxed and open relationship with it. Furthermore, the way our parents managed money, their own beliefs about wealth and poverty, and even the conversations we overheard at home have a major impact on the financial beliefs we form. When children grow up in an environment of scarcity or financial tension, they can internalize a lack mindset, which may lead to difficulties in establishing an abundance mentality in adulthood. This can directly affect the way they manage their own financial resources, leading to behaviors such as fear of investing, difficulty spending consciously, or even excessive attachment to money. Conversely, when raised in an environment that teaches the importance of making responsible and balanced financial choices, this foundation can help create more confident adults prepared to face the complexities of the financial world. How fear and anxiety affect our finances. Fear and anxiety are emotions deeply connected to the psychology of money. The fear of failure, anxiety about the future, and the dread of losing financial control are some of the reasons why many people feel paralyzed when it comes to making important financial decisions. Often, these emotions can lead to impulsive and irrational behaviors, like overspending to relieve stress or, on the opposite extreme, avoiding any kind of financial move out of fear of making a mistake. Anxiety about money can also manifest in subtler ways, such as a desire to escape financial issues, postponing bill payments, or avoiding future planning. The psychology behind this is that fear and anxiety trigger a fight-or-flight response in our brains, where rational decisions are set aside. In moments of financial stress, the mind often opts for immediate and compensatory solutions instead of strategically and calmly addressing the issue. This explains why so many people end up making impulsive, damaging financial choices, like taking on unnecessary debt or spending more than they can afford. To overcome these emotions, it's essential to develop greater self-awareness, learn to manage anxiety, and work with a financial plan that helps build long-term security. This involves, first and foremost, identifying and understanding the emotional triggers that lead us to act irrationally, and then adopting practices that minimize these feelings of panic and insecurity. The importance of emotional intelligence in financial decisions. Emotional intelligence is a decisive factor when it comes to making good financial decisions. The ability to recognize, understand, and control our own emotions, as well as empathizing with the emotions of others, directly influences how we deal with money. The psychology of money teaches us that people with higher emotional intelligence tend to make more balanced financial decisions because they can better manage stress and negative emotions such as fear and greed. When making financial decisions, whether about investments, purchases, or debt management, those with high emotional intelligence tend to be more strategic, as they don't let momentary emotions dictate their actions. For example, instead of making impulsive decisions based on short-term emotions, an emotionally intelligent person can analyze situations more logically and make choices that are more favorable in the long run. Furthermore, emotional intelligence also involves the ability to learn from financial mistakes and handle frustration and disappointment in a healthy way. Rather than blaming themselves and becoming paralyzed, emotionally intelligent individuals stay motivated to keep learning and adjusting their financial strategies. The impact of limiting beliefs about money. Limiting beliefs are false or negative ideas we carry about money, often without realizing it, that directly influence our financial decisions. These thoughts can be formed in childhood or throughout life, based on the messages we receive about wealth and poverty. Beliefs like money is dirty, I'll never be rich, or the rich are greedy, can have a profound impact on our finances. These limiting ideas make us feel that we don't deserve prosperity or that money is something to be avoided or feared. The psychology of money shows that when these beliefs are present, they can lead to a series of harmful behaviors, such as sabotaging our own financial opportunities. For instance, if you believe money is something negative, you might avoid earning more or even spending consciously, fearing that it means becoming a greedy person. Additionally, this lack mentality can keep us stuck in survival mode, always struggling to have just enough but never reaching financial comfort or freedom. The first step to overcoming limiting beliefs is identifying them. When we recognize these negative ideas, we can start working to replace them with more positive and empowering thoughts, like, money is a tool for good, or I deserve to live prosperously and abundantly. This mental reprogramming process is essential to achieving financial freedom and starting to make financial decisions aligned with our life goals.
The importance of self-control in the financial world.
Self-knowledge and self-mastery are fundamental when it comes to dealing with money. The psychology of money teaches that self-knowledge is the foundation for making rational and intelligent financial decisions. By understanding our own emotional triggers and how our beliefs influence our financial behavior, we can become more disciplined and strategic in our actions. For example, the desire for instant gratification is one of the greatest obstacles to financial success. Many of us prefer to spend on things that bring immediate pleasure, like clothes or electronics, rather than saving or investing for a more secure future. This impulsive behavior results from a lack of control over personal desires and the prioritization of momentary pleasure at the expense of long-term benefits. The ability to resist these temptations is one of the main components of financial freedom. This doesn't mean living a life of deprivation but rather adopting a conscious approach to money, where financial choices are made based on what's most important for the future. Self-mastery allows us to make smart financial decisions, like saving for retirement, paying off debts, or investing for the future, without being dominated by short-term emotions. The fear of failure and its financial consequences. The fear of failure is one of the most powerful and paralyzing emotions in the process of financial decision-making. The psychology of money reveals that the fear of making mistakes, of not achieving the financial success one desires, is often the reason behind procrastination and inaction. This fear can take many forms. Fear of investing, starting a business, asking for a promotion, or even learning about new financial opportunities. The truth is, many people avoid making important decisions not because they don't know what to do, but because they're terrified of failing. That fear ends up being stronger than their desire to conquer financial freedom. The result is a cycle of stagnation. They don't take risks out of fear, and by avoiding risks, they stay in their comfort zone, yet constantly frustrated for not reaching their goals. To overcome this fear, it's essential to shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Failure, in fact, is one of the greatest lessons on the road to financial success. Those who allow themselves to fail and learn from their mistakes often become the most successful because they adapt and refine their strategies over time. The struggle between immediate needs and long-term goals. Another psychological challenge that directly affects financial decisions is the constant conflict between immediate needs and long-term goals. Many times, it's hard to resist the temptation to spend on things that bring instant pleasure, like a trip, a luxury item, or a meal at an expensive restaurant. This happens because of our evolutionary psychology, which prioritizes instant gratification as a way of securing immediate rewards. However, this craving for quick pleasure can easily push us away from our most important financial goals, like buying a house, securing a peaceful retirement, or building an emergency fund. The psychology of money shows us that short-term financial decisions can have a massive impact on the long term. Overspending on luxury goods and services may seem harmless in the moment, but over time, it creates a cycle of debt that makes achieving significant milestones much harder. The key to overcoming this challenge lies in developing the ability to delay gratification, consciously making decisions today that protect and prioritize what matters most in the future. This might mean cutting unnecessary expenses now to ensure you're closer to financial freedom tomorrow.
The power of self-control in personal finances.
Financial self-control is one of the most powerful skills we can develop in the pursuit of financial freedom. The psychology of money reveals that the biggest obstacle to personal wealth isn't the lack of investment opportunities or financial education. It's the inability to control our own impulses. Financial self-discipline means resisting the temptation of impulsive purchases, avoiding the urge to live beyond our means, and maintaining a long-term vision when it comes to spending and investing money. True wealth isn't built on short-term financial decisions, but on daily habits of discipline. This means knowing when to spend and when to save, when to invest, and when to plan for the future. For anyone serious about reaching a significant level of financial security, self-control isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. People who manage to exercise financial discipline are far more likely to achieve their goals because they make decisions that prioritize the future over the present. Plus, self-control reduces financial stress and anxiety because when you make conscious, planned financial decisions, you naturally feel more secure and confident about your financial situation.
The connection between personal identity and money.
Very often, our relationship with money is deeply rooted in our personal identity. This means the way we view ourselves and others in relation to wealth can significantly shape our financial choices. If someone views themselves as wealthy or successful, they're much more likely to make financial decisions that reflect those beliefs. On the other hand, if someone carries the identity of being poor or undeserving, it becomes harder to make decisions that lead to prosperity, as those limiting beliefs create invisible barriers to financial achievement. The psychology of money shows that people often make financial decisions not because they're the best options, but because they align with how they see themselves and what they believe they deserve. For instance, someone who believes they don't deserve to be wealthy might avoid seeking out new financial growth opportunities or refuse to ask for a raise, even if fully qualified. Changing this mindset and working to align your identity with abundance and financial success allows you to start making decisions that match your true potential. The first step in this transformation is recognizing that your beliefs about money are often directly connected to your personal self-image. By changing that perception, you open doors to new opportunities. The psychology of money in building lasting habits. Financial habits play a fundamental role in how people manage their money over time. The psychology of money teaches us that creating strong financial habits isn't easy, but it's one of the most critical factors in achieving financial freedom. Many people attempt to change their habits quickly and drastically, expecting immediate results. However, true financial results come from the consistent building of healthy habits over the years. This includes habits like paying bills on time, saving regularly, investing consistently, and avoiding unnecessary debt. The key to building lasting habits is patience and consistency. Major financial changes don't happen overnight, but when small, positive actions are repeated over time, they can have an enormous impact on financial success. The psychology of money also suggests that to cement these habits, you need to build a routine that involves conscious control over each financial decision. Having a monthly budget, tracking expenses, and investing consistently are essential steps toward achieving financial health. Over time, these good habits become automatic and part of your identity, allowing you to build a solid foundation for financial independence.
The psychology of money and the road to financial freedom.
Understanding the psychology of money is a crucial step on the path to financial freedom. Many of the decisions we make throughout life aren't based purely on numbers and logic, but are deeply influenced by our beliefs, emotions, and past experiences. The way we were raised around money, the values we internalized as children, and even the emotions we associate with money have a direct impact on how we manage our finances as adults. By understanding these psychological dynamics, we can begin to change our relationship with money and gain greater financial control without letting our emotions dictate our decisions. It's essential to realize that financial freedom isn't just about having a lot of money, but about developing a mindset that allows you to manage, invest, and use money consciously and strategically. That mindset starts with becoming aware of the limiting beliefs we carry, such as thinking money is evil, or that rich people are selfish. These beliefs can hold us back from building wealth because, subconsciously, we avoid what we fear or don't fully understand. By working to replace those beliefs with more positive and empowering ideas, like the belief that money is a powerful tool that can be used to create well-being, security, and even help others, we open the door to new financial opportunities. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most people, because real change begins with awareness. And from today, you know that becoming wealthy has much less to do with luck and far more to do with mastering the psychology of money. As Napoleon Hill said in his classic Think and Grow Rich, the starting point of all achievement is desire. So desire, learn, and act. And if this content made sense to you, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this today.
Your financial future begins now.